Hey guys, long time no see. Been trying to sort things out while I'm here. Currently I'm not at work. And there's a reason for that. I have some stomach issues I haven't really brought up to you guys, but I have something called chronic gastritis, which I don't really think that's my diagnosis, but that's the one I was given. 3 years ago. Sorry, I was trying to read in my car. And I can't simply seem to focus on it. So, going back into the apartment. I started it. It's called Heart in Atlantis by Stephen King. It's a good book. I don't know if it's depression or what's wrong with me, but can't seem to focus on anything. Alright, so basically 3 years ago, in November of 2021, I started dry heaving every morning for a week straight, 2 weeks straight. And it was to the point where I was crying at night because I didn't want to go to sleep to wake up to getting sick every morning, along with stomach aches, and that was it at the time. So I went to my doctor and I got diagnosed with GERD and got an anti-nausea and this pantoprazole, which is a anti-inflammatory thing. So I took the meds religiously, and I wasn't dry heaving anymore, but I was waking up nauseous, and I'm not just talking about oh, I feel nauseous. I'm talking about shaking uncontrollably, freaking shaking, sweating. You know when you start shaking and you're sweating because you're about to throw up, and you feel the saliva in your mouth and whatever. So all of that, but I never threw up. So this went on, and it didn't happen every night, but it happened a lot to the point where it was concerning. So my doctor had me do a blood test, and in that blood test, there's a protein. It's called a C-reactive protein level, and that shows you the inflammation in your body, and you have to be under 10. But my first test, I was 13, which isn't too concerning. So they're oh, it's just a small inflammation. It could be an infection, whatever, we'll wait it out. I went to a GI. The GI was basically you're fat, lose weight. Not like that, but in so many words, basically, because that's their first assumption. So this goes on and on and on, and it's over a year later, and I'm still freaking getting sick. And it wasn't happening every night, but it was still happening, and it's happening more than it should, right? So I called the GI and I'm I need to make an appointment. So I made a telehealth, and in the telehealth, basically I'm begging her to get me something more because something is clearly wrong. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I had another blood test and my C-reactive protein level was 20 at this point. And I also had a high white blood cell count. No, platelet count. I had a high platelet count and a low red blood cell count. So I was okay, something's clearly wrong. I don't feel good. Can we have a solution? At this point, I got put on short-term disability from my job because I was having some IBS type issues and wasn't able to sit at my desk my whole shift, and was in the bathroom 10-20 minutes, which is way more than I should have been, but I couldn't help it. So I was on short-term disability. I got a colonoscopy and endoscopy, which is where they determined, hey, you have gastritis, chronic gastritis, when they did the test. By the way, the prep for that test is absolutely horrific, and I got lucky. I didn't even get the liquid. I got the pills, but it was absolutely horrific. I almost threw up like 5 times from these pills. Also, the fact that I struggle to take pills without juice because of the taste of the pill, it makes me nauseous. So, they found inflammation in my chest and my stomach because they did a colonoscopy and endoscopy at the same time. So my friends make fun of me and say that I got shish kebab, but whatever. Said that I tested, that I seem like I have chronic gastritis. So chronic, I think, is like a forever type thing. And gastritis is an illness that makes you basically, it's like acid reflux, like on crack. It's like ridiculous. But anyway, so they didn't give me anything. They gave me the pantoprazole or whatever. And they gave me this like square pill, and I forgot what it was called, but it didn't do anything. So I stopped taking it. I've only been taking the anti-nausea to help with the nauseousness, but even that only works 50% of the time. Regardless, in the time that I got the test, they were like, okay, well, some of the causes are, do you smoke cigarettes? No, I don't smoke. Do you take a lot of ibuprofen? No, I don't do that as well. And I tested negative for H. pylori, which is a bacteria that causes gastritis, and I tested negative for it. But they were like, okay, we'll just run with the gastritis diagnosis. Here you go, you're done. It has been a year since I got that, almost 2 years since I got, almost a year since I got that test done. And I am still getting sick. Now, it's not every day, so I guess that could look like, oh, it's not a concern. But what is concerning to me is I shouldn't be feeling this nauseous all the time. Like, I get feeling nauseous like that's a normal human thing, but when it's like, I'm nauseous, like last week, at the end of last week, I was so nauseous, I was clenching my jaw, my stomach hurt, I couldn't eat anything, but then I felt so hungry, I was weak, so I ate something, and that made it worse, and it was just a whole mess. And it reminds me that I'm still not 100% good at health, like my health is not good. I got a blood test from a psychiatrist, and my cholesterol is really bad, which is concerning to me because I also lost weight. Like, I don't know if you could tell, you probably can't because I haven't lost weight since I started this vlog. I lost weight since my biggest weight, which was in Torrington, where I lived previously. I lost 30 pounds, and I've kept it off. However, my cholesterol is like up there, and that's concerning to me because my dad had a cholesterol problem, and his artery got clogged, and he ended up having to be in the hospital. So that's concerning. Also, the fact that I keep getting these sharp pains in my chest. They're random, but they happen more frequently than they used to in like the beginning because I get them and I just chalk it up to anxiety. But yeah, it's concerning. I don't really know what to do because it makes me feel horrible, and to the point where like I have to call out of work and jobs think that I'm unreliable. But like, I don't know what to tell them. I don't want to, like, because I know that my diagnosis has me eligible for Social Security and things like that, and like if I needed short-term disability, I would be able to get it because of my diagnosis. But I don't want to live my life under a diagnosis. I don't want to live my life not being able to work. However, it is very difficult sometimes, like today I called out because it's hard to function with it. Like, some people are like, oh, just fight through it. It's really hard, especially when I'm a person that has like a fear of throwing up, like to the maximum amount. Like, I avoid certain foods. If I've thrown up after eating these certain foods, I stop eating them. If I don't recognize the food or I've never had it before, I will not eat it due to the fact that I do get nervous about throwing up. So to have an illness where throwing up is completely normal or feeling nauseous is a part of the process is not fun for me. So I constantly like feel this nervousness, and with the last week, I think I've been feeling sick like every day. So I don't know what to do about it. I don't know if like any of you guys have advice on how to deal with a chronic illness. Let me know. I always feel like I shouldn't share my story because I'm like, there are people who are going through so much more than me. People who are dealing with things like, you know, that are horrible. Why am I sitting here complaining about some nausea and a stomach ache and IBS symptoms when there are people who are so much more sick than I But the concerning part is I do a lot of research, especially when I feel like this. And so chronic gastritis, if left untreated, leads to ulcers and cancer. And I haven't really been treated for it. I also did get in touch with a GI in Vermont, but they need a referral from my doctor. So I had to email my doctor. And it's like just a waiting game, and it's really frustrating. And people just overlook me because I'm young. And they're like, oh, you're 25. Like, you're way too young to be going to a GI. And I'm like, believe me, I know. I'm sitting here with 60-year-olds. Somebody's walking in with a cane, and I'm 25 sitting at a GI. But it is concerning because I'm like, I felt sick on and off for 3 years now. It'll be 3 years in November. I've been on and off sick. I don't like I think I'm fine because I'm like, oh, I'm fine. I can stop taking my anti-nausea. Boom, 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 because I'm feeling better. Then I start to feel sick again, and we go through this process. Like, this week is a rough week. Well, not this week. It's like Thursday to Monday, so a few days, almost a week. It's rough. This process is rough. I feel bad because jobs look at me in a negative light because I'm getting sick constantly, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I sit here and fight through it, but there's some days I can't fight through it. So what do? I call out because I'm not going to give you 100%. I'm not even going to give you 50% because I feel like crap. So if you guys have any advice on what to do with a chronic illness and how to go about working, please let me know. Like, I'm trying to get it figured out because I don't even think I have gastritis. I think I have something else. Whether it's less serious or more serious, I don't know, but I think it's something else because my symptoms, what caused my gastritis, doesn't make any sense. Nothing aligns, other than my symptoms, but my symptoms can also be 100 other things, from an infection to cancer. Like, the symptoms I feel could lead to anything. And then there's the concern, and I don't know if it's my meds, because I'm on some high dosage of meds due to some mental stuff, but my hair has been horrible. I used to have like wavy, thick brown hair. My hair is still brown, obviously. That's not the concern. The concern is that my hair feels so damaged, and I don't know why. And I've done a chop for it, like chopped it up to my shoulders. It's not growing fast anymore. My hair is thinning out really bad. And I'm like, okay, I don't think it's just my age, because I'm 25, yes, and I'm getting older, but it's thin, and I don't get way thinner than it used to be. I wash it. I've asked advice on how to take care of it because I've had curly hair or wavy hair, and my family doesn't have that type of hair. So I'm like asking people with the type of hair how to take care of it, washing it, taking showers. Like, I backed off on showering because sometimes I like to shower too much, but I'm like, the thinning out of hair concerns me. I don't know if it's the illness or my meds, because I looked up and one of the meds I take can cause hair loss. However, I don't know if it's that or the illness. So if anyone has some guidance, like a doctor or I don't know, someone who knows things about chronic illness, how to go about working with them, I'd really like some advice because I'm struggling. This is like the 4th or 5th job I've had since I started having these symptoms, and my jobs have given me such a hard time because of the calling out, and I don't mean to because I am a good worker. However, with a chronic illness, it causes a lot of issues. And yes, you could be like, go on disability, but I feel like I'm still too healthy to be going on disability, and I need the money for this apartment, and I need the money for school. So I don't know, give me some suggestions, what you think. But yeah, I just wanted to discuss that with you guys. See how you guys have been. And also, if you guys have any advice on trying to focus on reading, because I think it's my depression, but being able to focus on a book would be nice because I used to read a lot. I read 16 books this year so far. And this book, it's actually good, but I can't focus. So yeah, just wanted to talk to you guys about that a little bit. I'm gonna end the vlog here, so it's just a short talking about like the illness and like what's going on in my life. Also, my mom did come to visit, which was really fun. She came to visit, we went out to lunch, which was great. But yeah, if you guys have any advice or what to do next, let me know. I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Bye.